It's on. It's on. It's on. So be careful now.
You have to send me it. That's the only way I'm doing it. You've got to send
No
me
problem.
it.
To us.
KUGAN CASSIUS, IFL TV, sponsored by Everlast. I'm here with two absolute legends of the sport.
No. We
What?
phrase it to the greatest boxer that my sport has ever seen, and a fanboy sitting next to him.
No, it's two of us though. This guy's a hell of a guy himself in boxing. So this guy did a lot with a lot less than most people were expecting him to do.
Yeah.
So this guy's an overachiever in my opinion. This guy did a whole lot. So
Thank you.
We can't take nothing away from this
I'm
guy.
amazed you even know who I am, but he does, and it's amazing. We can't wait for us to talk tonight on the zone and get to just discuss boxing with Roy, man. It's I can't believe I'm doing it. I'm not gonna lie.
And I love working with him. I'm glad to be working with him. I've been watching him from afar for a long time, and we got a big fight tonight that we both going to enjoy. It's going to be historic, so I'm looking forward to it.
Right, I'm going to ask you two questions. I'm going to ask you one question, you one question. Roy, first of all, how does Alexander Usyk win this fight?
Well, in my opinion, my humble opinion, Alexander Usyk has to go out and make Joshua work the first 5 rounds. Make him work hard the first 5 rounds to make it a late round fight for him, then Usyk can win the fight. If he doesn't go out and make Joshua work and let Joshua stay comfortable, he's going to have a hard time beating Joshua.
Tony, how does Anthony Joshua win this fight?
The exact opposite of that. He has to put the pressure on. He has to force the pace. He cannot admire Alexander Usyk. He cannot get into a boxing match with him because you are not going to be able to outbox this man. He's a master boxer. Pressure, you've got a size and a weight advantage. Use them. The attributes, put them on him, make him work. Hit him on a consistent basis and stop him playing games with his feet. His feet are the key to everything, and if you allow him to dictate and judge the distance right, you're going to lose to him. I don't think he will. I think AJ will use the size and strength, but I think it will take a certain number of rounds to actually get to him.
How do you foresee the first 3 rounds going?
Well, like I said, I don't know how they'll go. I know AJ should win the first 3 without a question, but that'll tell us a lot about how the last part of the fight going to go.
I think the key is the second half of the fight, but ultimately the second half of the fight will only matter on how the first half goes. If the fight starts slow and it's not a pace, that's going to suit Alexander Usyk because he's the guy who turns up the pace in the second half of the fight. You need to take this guy out of his rhythm. You need to upset him. You need to offset him consistently all the time. You cannot let him get into the same, pace. You can't let him set the tempo of the fight. You've got to force mistakes out of him, and also you've got to hit him early doors, Cougs. You can't allow him to not be getting hit or hit early because he will only gain confidence, and the more confidence this boy gets, the more difficult he is to beat.
The more problematic he is.
What have you seen from Alexander Usyk, whether at cruiserweight or at his 2 fights at heavyweight, to suggest that he could be hurt?
It's boxing, it's professional boxing. He's got 10-ounce gloves on. Anyone gets clipped or touched with 10-ounce gloves on, I don't care whether you've never been hit before or whether you've got a chin like that. Man, we all have the same chin. 2.5 pound of square pressure lands on the button, you go down. That is not my opinion. That is science. That is facts. Yep. If he gets hit on the button tonight off AJ, he's going down. But there's no 2 ways about it. Nobody is invincible. This sport shows you this time and time again. We've seen invincible beasts be just taken apart in one night. It happened to Vasily Lomachenko against all odds, Teofimo Lopez. We've seen a stablemate fall apart, and it can happen tonight, but we have to see signs early on if it's going to happen. We can't see nothing in the first 6 rounds. It's not going to come out of nowhere. You're going to have to see it gradually. It gets to him and the pressure becomes too much. If not, it could be a really long, hard night because this boy is a seriously good tactician.
Final one. Is it fair to say that there is somewhat of an unknown quantity about Alexander Usyk? Despite being in a pound-for-pound list and achieving what he did at cruiserweight, he's still a little bit of an unknown quantity in boxing.
I think when you talk about unknown quantity, I think you talk more about his demeanour and the actual person that he is. We've seen everything he can do in a boxing ring. We've seen him face punchers, we've seen him face tricksters, we've seen him face unorthodox fighters, and every time he figures a way out, he figures a way to deal with them. We've seen him against dangerous punchers, the likes of KASSIUS, where he leads him the merry dance, he doesn't get touched. We've seen him with a strong, durable heavyweight like Derek Chisora, where he allows him to get close, but Derek can't land nothing of any heavy note. And why did he allow him to get close? If KASSIUS couldn't get close, then Derek Chisora shouldn't have been able to get close. The answer to that is he let Derek Chisora get close because he wanted to feel what it was like a heavyweight. There's no point in asking me. Ask the man who's done the work.
No, he's doing a great job of it. He's telling everything exactly like it is. He's doing a great job of it.
Roy, how did you feel when you went to heavyweight and dealt with John Ruiz? Because John is such an underrated fighter. The quiet man could fight up close. He was rough. He was heavy-handed. Yep. We've seen how he dealt with fighters. How did you feel going from light heavyweight to heavyweight? The first fighter to do it since the great Bob Fitzsimmons successfully.
The difference from me and Usyk was that I had explosiveness in my punches. So the explosiveness is like a bull. If a bull, it could be 2,500-pound bull. He touch an electric wire and gets shocked. He backs up. He don't go toward that wire anymore. That's what I did to John Ruiz earlier.
In the third round.
I put that shock on him. He it can happen to you. So that put fear in his eyes, and that's what kept him at bay. So now I can do whatever I want to do and dictate the pace.
I remember watching that fight, the third round it was, when John walks onto a shot and boom, it stops him in his tracks.
Exactly.
And he's like, I'm not in with a light heavyweight here. I'm in with a guy who's 14, 15 stone plus, and I've just felt something that he's got like an electric shock. Boom, it just stops him in his tracks.
Exactly.
Alexander doesn't have that, but what he does have is he has a set of feet, or a set of pins that dictate how you get close. Now, yes, he will have the better footwork out of the two, but I'm going to say something now that people won't actually believe and take into consideration. Anthony Joshua is actually the better athlete.
Without a question. That's the whole thing. Yeah. He's definitely the better athlete, but what's going to determine who wins is whether he can use the athleticism and neutralize Usyk's mind, or if he's going to let Usyk take control of the fight, because if Usyk gets control, it's over with for Joshua. You feel me? Now, also, one thing people aren't really thinking about, and this is something we never saw any other cruiserweights do. We never saw any other cruiserweights truly attack Usyk's body.
I
saw that.
I tried. I caught it after studying him. I'm happy it's going to go out now because this is going to be too late to make a difference. But I studied him religiously. And in the numerous times in the fight, I slip and I come in with a left hook to the body, but you need a continuous assault to his body to get an effect. Yep. Now, the last person to hit him, I never put him down, is Artur Beterbiev, the light heavyweight. He drops Usyk. Every time you hit him down the stairs, he complains to refs he doesn't like it. He tries to hold. Now, I knew this going in. I think it was the second round I hit him with a good body shot, and he looks at the referee. I try and rush in and touch him again, but his feet were gone. He's so quick. He's a now AJ knows this. He'll have studied it. He'll have seen what's coming, and they just know, man. These fighters, they know. I mean, listen, I sit in here in awe. Like, I've watched Roy do so many amazing things against amazingly skilled fighters. Fighters that me and Spencer Freedom were talking yesterday, and Spencer says to me, there's so many fights that Roy Jones get overlooked for amazing results. And I said, I didn't overlook them. So he says to me, well, I'll tell you one you won't know. And he said, Sosa. I said, you mean Murky Sosa? And he says to me, Tony, you got me there. He said, that's a real good. I said, I used to study and watch, and this is why I rate Roy as the greatest fighter who's ever laced gloves on, because he's so equal in offense as he was defense. Athleticism. I still can't get over the fact that you played a
basketball game
against Eric Lucas.
Same day, and fought Eric Lucas same day.
And Eric Lucas was no one's fool.
No, he wasn't.
Strong boy.
Yes, he was.
The rematch against Montel Griffin was so vastly overlooked. Montel Griffin had dealt with James Toney twice. And all these things are overlooked, but well, I don't know what else I can say, man. You've had more than your 60 seconds.
Well, you know,
way more.
Sit here all day.
This is where I'm good. Okay, because I've had 9 minutes out of you when I asked you for 30 seconds.
Scumbag, KUGAN. He said 60 seconds. I'm trying to disappear. I'm trying to get home safe to the family and the kids. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to disappear. I'm just so happy I've got this now. You're going to send me the actual. Don't get me to post on stupid things like so. Just send me the video and I can keep it for myself, and I'm going to put it in my little file for me to keep.
Absolutely.
Did you tell when the soccer game?
They would. So Everton played Liverpool, which is a massive derby, and they won 2 games and lost 2 games. So
you know, what about Man United today?
I didn't see. So I was on the zone. We were having a zone production meeting last night, and I didn't come down here last night because my son was playing for Everton against Liverpool, and I had to watch the game. But I was doing the meeting on the phone while I was watching the game of Finch Farm.
That's how I knew.
So Roy knew. I was like swearing blind and effing, and man, I was losing my mind.